So if you've watched a few videos on my channel, you know I'm a huge Just Cause fan, especially Just Cause 3. But Just Cause 4 is a bit more nuanced, to say it in a good way. Let's take a trip back to December 2018, where Just Cause 4 launches, and many fans of the series are, let's just say, underwhelmed. It wasn't just your typical internet grumbling either. Many longtime fans, myself included, were genuinely disappointed. Critics and players alike pointed out some glaring issues. Bland cutscenes, visuals that felt like a downgrade from Just Cause 3, and a gaming loop that didn't do enough to shake things up. And it definitely didn't help that Just Cause 3 had to set the bar pretty high. The game nailed the chaos formula, gorgeous environments, smooth controls, and a ridiculous amount of ways to blow things up. So, when Just Cause 4 came along, promising dynamic weather systems and bigger, better explosions, expectations were through the roof. But what we got felt like Avalanche Studios bit a bit more off than they could chew. Performance issues on launch didn't do the game any favors either. On consoles, frame drops were as common as the explosions on screen. For a series known for the over-the-top fun, Just Cause 4 felt like it had lost some of its charm. The new weather mechanics, while cool on paper, didn't seem to justify the sacrifices made elsewhere. Towns were no longer liberatable, and the world felt less vibrant and alive compared to its predecessor. The backlash was swift, and Just Cause 4 quickly became known as a prime example of promising but rushed. But here's the thing, games don't exist in a vacuum. Since launch, Just Cause 4 has received plenty of updates, tackling some of these issues. So, has time been kind to Rico's latest adventure? Or is this one chaos-filled mission better left in the past? Let's dive in and find out. Alright, let's put the early complaints aside and talk about what Just Cause 4 actually does right. Because believe it or not, there's quite a bit to enjoy here, especially if you're in it for the chaos. First up, the Sandbox gameplay. Just Cause 4 sticks to its roots by giving players an enormous open world to explore and destroy. The world of Solis is massive, with varied biomes ranging from lush rainforests to arid deserts, and of course, Avalanche Studios brought their signature destructibility to the table. Almost everything you can see, you can blow up, tether or manipulate in some over-the-top way. And speaking of tethers, this game takes the grappling hook to the next level. You can customize your grappling options with mods that let you attach balloons, thrusters, or even both at once. Want to send a car floating in the sky and then rocket it into a tower? Go for it. The tools at your disposal give you almost endless ways to experiment with destruction, and that's really where Just Cause 4 shines. And then you have the wingsuit. Flying through the air, transitioning from a parachute to a wingsuit, and grappling onto anything in sight feels just as exhilarating as ever. Traversing the enormous map never feels like a chore because the movement mechanics are so smooth and satisfying. Plus, who needs a plane when you are the plane? The weather effects, despite being a bit underwhelming at launch, add some flair to the chaos. Tornadoes ripping through enemy bases, thunderstorms lighting up the skies, and sandstorms reducing visibility all contribute to making Solis feel alive. And let's be honest, there's something undeniably cool about using a tornado to destroy a military base while you serve around in your wingsuit. The bases you get to liberate are like giant toy boxes filled with opportunities to cause mayhem. Want to blow up a radar tower while being tethered to an enemy jeep to a helicopter? Go for it. The game doesn't hold your hand. It just hands you a box of fireworks and says, just have fun. And the destruction physics are still super satisfying, even if they occasionally leave you wondering how anything still exists on this island. But then there's a story. Look, I'll be honest, nobody comes to Just Cause 4 for an emotionally resonant narrative. It's Rico versus yet another dictator. This time with some added weather experiments and dramatic eyebrow acting. The story is serviceable at least, but let's face it, this isn't the kind of game where you care what the NPCs are saying. It's about what you're doing. Now, let's talk about the visuals. This is where things get tricky. Compared to Just Cause 3, the graphical downgrade in cutscenes is hard to ignore. It's almost like the game blew its entire budget on explosions and forgot people might actually look at the character models. That's it, the world itself is still a stunner. Mountains, jungles, deserts, it's a buffet of biomes. But I do miss the nice, vibrant color palette of its predecessor. Just Cause 4 leans a little more into realism, which doesn't hit the mark quite the same. Now, for the gameplay loop, the base liberating and objective taking mechanics are fun. Don't get me wrong, but after a while they can feel a little bit samey. Deactivate this turret, free the prisoners, escort this convoy. It's all good chaotic fun, but it could have used a bit more variety. That's it. The tethering options and the grappling mods keep things fresh in every encounter. And the vehicles, oh, they're a blast, literally. Whether you're hijacking a jet mid-flight or turning an enemy tank in its own squad. The vehicles add another layer to the madness, but honestly, most of the time, I just use the wingsuit and grappling hook to get around. Why drive when you can fly? Compared to Just Cause 3, I really appreciated the added vehicle variety. Now, let's talk about the weather system. This game added dynamic weather systems, tornadoes, lightning, storms and more. And while they look incredible and add some extra flair, they don't impact the gameplay as much as I'd hope. Still, there's something undeniably cool about grappling through a tornado like a budget action hero. So, the question you've been waiting for, is Just Cause 4 worth playing in 2024? Absolutely. If you know what you're getting into, it's not a masterpiece of storytelling or cutting-edge graphics, but it's a ridiculously fun sandbox where you can let your creativity and thirst for chaos run wild. And hey, if you can grab it on sale for a few bucks, it's an absolute steal. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, maybe you like my video about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And as always, don't forget to like, share, comment, donate, mess a bit.